I'll tell you what, there was only two people. Some of these jokes I told Saturday night, but there was only two people. And one of them was Shaw, who sat at the back, so he can put his AirPods in or something. And the other was Dave, so obviously he was drunk and he won't remember any of this, so I can tell the jokes again. I was on Facebook the other day and I was talking to this, there was this black lady and she said she'd been to Bulgaria. And she said that Bulgaria was the most racist country she'd ever been to. And she said because you're walking down the street and everyone's shouting at her, Hakuna Matata. And I said, well, do you actually know what Hakuna Matata means? She said, no. I said it was Swahili for no worries. And they obviously saw a black person. The only bit of an African language they knew was Hakuna Matata. They shouted it at her. So her problem was not Bulgarian racism. It was a more common and widespread, a more worrying malady, silly bitchism. It really was. I mean, it's something my wife was a chronic sufferer of, to be honest with you. Anyway, I understand that the Americans are trying to stop the Iranians by having nuclear weapons, you know. And in a way I can understand it because the Iranians apparently have never attacked anybody for 300 years or something. I mean, I know there was the Iran-Iraq war, but they were attacked, you know, Iraq attacked them. So, I mean, to give them nuclear weapons is... it's a bit like when I was playing Ghosts and Ghouls on the PlayStation the other day. I hadn't played it for 10 years. I used to be really good at it, and of course I messed up. So the Iranians having nuclear weapons and starting a war, they're obviously not going to be very good at it. They'll probably target the Pentagon, end up blowing up some bloke's shed in Merthyr Tydfil or something, you know. It's a bit like giving the... I'll go on a window horn again. It's a bit like giving the complete works of Dickens to somebody who lives in Willenhall, you know. He's not going to read those books, and they're just going to end up sat in his front garden until November the 5th, when they get shoved up Guy Fawkes' jumper and burnt, you know. When your mother, you can't really believe your mother-in-law. I mean, I do like mother-in-law jokes, I tell you, because I don't think mother-in-law jokes offend anybody, do they? In fact, everybody hates mother-in-laws, don't they? You know what I mean? Even if you are one, you hate somebody else's mother-in-law, or you hate your own mother-in-law if you are a mother-in-law, don't you? Anyway, so never believe it when your mother-in-law, she takes up knitting, you know, and never believe her what she's knitting. She'll say, oh, I'm knitting you a pullover, and she's not, she's knitting you a voodoo doll, you know. She's knitting a voodoo doll and then she's going to stick your face on it, you know. Because your mother-in-law is bad-mouthing you 24/7, you know. She gives you more titles than the king would give like a dodgy billionaire, you know. And in her sleep she's bad-mouthing you and she's twisting the neck of the voodoo doll, and that's why she needs to knit another one. Anyway, how many minutes have I got left now? I could do another song, but it's meant to be comedy and not I'll do you some of my old jokes then, which I also did Saturday night, didn't I? Keir Starmer went to hospital the other day, and he had to have an X-ray, right? And they were amazed. The doctors were amazed when they X-rayed him, because they found out that instead of the normal set of organs, you know, lungs, liver, heart, they found out he was just full of shit. Oh, I'll have to tell the Donald Trump. These are quite old jokes, I suppose. I don't like to tell the same joke in the same place, but in this place, people change so often, you know. A lot of people are saying, well, they do. You don't see the same faces here. I mean, people travel all over. I mean, some people go to Bristol and London, but really, you just need to stay here because the people are changing every week, you know. Donald Trump, they say Donald Trump is not fit to hold the office, you know. And, well, I can understand in a way, but you have to think the first person to hold that office, the President of the United States, was a slave owner. So, I mean, I don't know what Donald Trump has done worse than that. I mean, I don't know whether he's involved in badger baiting at the White House or something, or maybe he's growing Japanese knotweed, or maybe he's involved in some genocide in the Middle East. No, I tried to say half these jokes, to be honest. You don't know whether somebody's going to come to the door all of a sudden. But I went on holiday the other day, and I was at the airport, and I collected my luggage, and then all of a sudden, Keir Starmer jumped on my back and started hitting me. And apparently I'd got our suitcases mixed up. And when I opened his, I found it was full of Israeli shekels. Anyway, yeah, bit dodgy, that one. Everyone's afraid to laugh at that. Even if it was funny, you would probably wouldn't. Anyway, how long have I got left? No idea. You know, I don't time myself. Well, I could do another song, but I actually can't think of any songs that are actually funny. Oh wait, maybe, no, I can't remember. I can't remember it actually really well. I'm getting like the G-string now. Yeah. So well, I had a bit of an argument with my daughter as well today, and you know, well, that did upset me a bit. And anyway, the other day, my daughter, I think I've been quite good to my oldest daughter, but she doesn't seem to appreciate it. Anyway, the other day, she lost a couple of months ago. She lost her wallet. And she had, I had lent her £30, you know, and she put it in her wallet, and then she lost her wallet. So she got ever so upset, and I said, look, don't feel upset about it. And I gave her another £30, you know. And I said, the important thing is, don't get upset. The important thing is that I love you, you know. And no wonder my kids hate me, you know. That is the cheesiest line you could ever come out with. There's a smell of stilt and all over it. Anyway, I hope you're looking forward to Christmas. I actually, I don't actually go on about religion too much because, but there was a guy here the other week called John the Catholic. Yeah, and he said goodbye Protestant, and I'm actually not Protestant nor a Catholic. I actually belong to the Orthodox Church, you know. And I should say we, but I'm not really I'm not a fanatic about it. We actually celebrate on the 7th of January. You know?
New Year on the 14th.
14th.
New Year is on the 14th.
Yeah, indeed, because it's 13 years. It's the original calendar. It's the original calendar.
By accident of birth.
It's a calendar that Jesus himself was using, you know. So of course, the Pope thought, what the hell does he know? You know, we'll come out with a new calendar, you know. And but that's the conjecture is that half it is they use the old calendar. The other half is so that we can get a free Christmas tree off the neighbour's skips, you know. But anyway, so I'll celebrate it on the 14th anyway. Yeah. I'm actually married to an Angolan woman. Now I do tell these jokes a lot about Angola. What is the difference? I live with Ghanaians now, and a couple I live with are really nice. But you're wrong to think that all African people, all black people are the same, because they're actually very different. I mean, Ghanaians and Angolans are very different sort of people. You know, I went to a Ghanaian party the other day, about 2 weeks ago now, and the party, there was no alcohol in the party, right? No alcohol, yeah, no alcohol. And it finished at 10 o'clock. Now, if you did that to Angolans, there'd be a riot, you know, because Angolan parties finish about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But all African parties, there's always a white guy at the African party, you know, and he complains about the food, you know. They put some music on and he's dancing like Mr. Bean, you know. And when all the women walk past, he's checking out their posteriors, you know, their derrieres, to use a polite word. And African people really hate that sort of white person going to the party, you know. But they keep on inviting me, you know. Anyway, the difference between I must have 10 minutes, man. I hate to say, G-string is my idol, you know, so I'm modelling my act on his, you know, he seems to get a lot of laughs. The difference between an Angolan and a Ghanaian is a bit like the difference between a Labrador and a sloth bear, you know. Now, a sloth bear is not the most dangerous bear in the world. The most dangerous bear is probably a polar bear or a Kodiak bear or something, but it's most vicious, you know. And a sloth bear will always attack the face, especially if you look like Jimmy Carr, you know. You know, Jimmy Carr is a very popular comedian these days, but if Jimmy Carr and Alan Carr had a fight to the death, who would win? Alan Carr, because I'd give him a gun. I mean, you know when you go on planes and there's a sick bag and you. That couldn't have been my punchline because it wasn't that good. You know when you go on planes and there was a sick bag and you feel like you're going to be sick and you're not sick but you can't. You're just sitting there and it would be good if they put a photo of Jimmy Carr at the bottom of the sick bag, then you could just be sick a lot easier. The reasons I don't like him, but there's a couple of reasons they said I like him. Well, that's about it, isn't it? I must have done 10 minutes.
I think it's probably been 10.
Yeah.
Oh,
14 according to that. Yeah, thanks a lot. Oh, thanks, Pat. That was very kind. Cheers.
That was John Fowler, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.